Alright guys, so here we are once again with another episode of the Career Mode Championship. This is round number 7 here for the Canadian Grand Prix. Looking forward to this track. It should suit the Manor. This is a really good period of the championship for us where we've had a string of podiums and we're looking to continue that into this Grand Prix as well. As you can see, further good news heading into this race, we have a sponsor bonus of 300 resource points. Basically, the sponsor's saying we've been doing a good job lately and they want to reward us for that really good work. I think that might be a new feature with a new patch that has come out very, very recently. So that boosts us up to 1,700 resource points, and now we're going to spend the majority of those on weight reduction of the car. It's going to be the most expensive upgrade you can buy on F1 2016, and it is now on the car. So that's going to make a significant difference for the rest of the season now. Having a lighter car, we can allocate weight distribution to other areas of the car to make the balance a little bit better. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, I want your feedback on what I should do next, whether I should upgrade the engine or whether I should focus on the downforce next. So let me know down in the comments, and I'll allocate the resource points accordingly, deciding on what you guys do. So after that, I'll do the second choice, and then after that, I'll probably do the drag reduction there. But here we are for Friday practice, running through the track acclimatization and also the tyre wear test. You can see on the tyre wear test, we're getting a lot of traffic and a lot of cars that are going really slowly. We got past a Williams, we got past a Toro Rosso, I believe, and now this is a Red Bull that is just going really slowly into some of the braking zones there, but it doesn't disrupt us too much. We get the 50 resource points for the tyre wear test. And now we move on to free practice number 2, where you can see it's absolutely bucketing it down at the moment. I decided to do running in FP3 in the heavy rain because I looked ahead for the forecast. It said it was going to rain at some point during the race, so it didn't hurt to just get some running in. And turned out we were pretty competitive. Even after one lap, we ended up in 4th place. So that's the end of practice. It's time now for qualifying.
Hello and welcome from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, home to the Canadian Grand Prix, for today's qualifying session.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily, so try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
That is definitely going to be the strategy for qualifying today. Still running with the full qualifying program, so qualifying 1, 2 and 3. Because it's going to be raining at some point in the race, I'm assuming it's going to be around halfway through, because it said around 30 minutes, 40 minutes into the race, it'll start raining. So the strategy that I'm going to run today, guys, is one that I did in Monaco, where I run the super soft tyre in qualifying 2. That way I can go further into the race and potentially eliminate a second stop. So hopefully I can just do the one stop, or just like a no stop strategy until the point where I get to the rain period. So this is a hairy moment we had in qualifying 1 there, where we were just really pushing hard and opening the DRS, even when the car was still going a little bit sideways there, but we managed to survive. I think Pascal Wehrlein got P2 in the first part of qualifying. Now this is qualifying 2 for us, and first lap isn't that great, not even inside the top 10 there, so we'll need to do another lap here. Thankfully enough, I did fuel the car up for 2 flying laps, so I just accounted for something like this happening, and I'm glad I did, because otherwise we would have been trapped and nowhere essentially in this qualifying session. So checkered flag has now dropped, and you can see we're getting a massive tow from the car in front, the Force India. It bumps us up to over a second up on our previous best, went in really deep into the final chicane there. And I think the exit was okay. I just went in there a little bit too quickly, but we go across the line, and I think we do improve just about enough to move into qualifying 3 there. So that was a very, very lucky save for us there. Moving from P12 to P7. I think we might have just about done that anyway, but definitely for sure, the Force India really aided us in getting towards that third and crucial part of qualifying there. So now we've made it through to qualifying 3. We can use 2 brand new sets of ultra soft tyres to run for the rest of this session. You get a brand new set of ultra softs, a free set when you go through to qualifying 3. Our first run is done. It's a 12.3, 12.6. Yeah, sorry about that. It's a 12.6. My preview window is so small when you're having to look through that, but Either way, this is our very last lap in qualifying. Checkered flag has dropped once again. We sit P9 at the moment, and we're looking at a 5/10 improvement as we head into the final chicane. Once again, brake as late as you dare. Try and turn in early and avoid that second chicane there, or the second part of the chicane there. It's really quite nasty. Across the line, and we end up P4. P4 is a really nice effort there, considering we only just squeaked in to qualifying 3 to then attack with 2 brand new sets of ultra soft tyres. Once again, I'm losing my voice. I should really have a drink of water. But yeah, we just absolutely smashed it there in the final part of qualifying, outpacing our teammate by 4/10. So I'll definitely take that. Heading into the race now, we know for certain there is going to be rain. It's going to be interesting. It's time for the race.
There is, as I look out of my commentary box window, a very large and very excited crowd here today, eagerly anticipating another memorable race. Lewis Hamilton took his maiden win on this circuit in 2007. Jenson Button came from last place to win here in 2011. And there's certainly no shortage of drama on offer here at the Canadian Grand Prix.
We've had some pretty crazy races at this venue over the last few years. Let's hope that today's race is no exception. Here we are for the race for the Canadian Grand Prix. You can see the race strategy as I predicted. Well, it's not really a prediction because we saw that there was going to be some weather interruptions for this race, going from light rain to heavy rain, then to some kind of symbol I haven't seen, back to light rain once again, and I decided to underfuel the car as well, because I don't need that extra fuel. I want to be running in standard because it's gonna help with a lighter car. But either way, 5 red lights, and away we go for this Canadian Grand Prix. I never edit myself enough time to explain things in these commentaries, but heading into turn 1, let's see what we can do. We're up against Vettel. We go around the outside of him, and we move into position 3 at the start of this race. The Red Bulls leading 1-2 at the moment, and it's just the exact same way when you look at the championship standings as well. Red Bull definitely the team to beat, the benchmark so far in Season 2 of this F1 2016 career mode. At this point last season, Sebastian Vettel was leading by an absolute mile, but either way, we continue on, and you can see, lost the back end there massively going through the middle sector. I was just hoping that Vettel didn't stick it up the inside there. He was very, very close to doing that. We skip on to the end of the first lap here, making some slight inroads on the Red Bulls, who, as we know, aren't the best in terms of straight line speed. So we're going to look to expose that, as we've got a very heavily upgraded engine and some really decent straight line speed. We go around the outside now of Daniel Ricciardo, our fellow countryman, and we managed to just get him around the outside there with the help of some nice traction as well. We move inside the top 2 now, so it's just a case now of chasing down Max Verstappen to get in the lead of this Canadian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel has joined onto the queue as well, and it's going to line up a move on Daniel Ricciardo as well. So we cut to lap 3 now. The gap to Verstappen is about 2 or 3 seconds. We've lost Sergio Perez already in this Grand Prix, who had an engine failure, if you remember back to Monaco in the last round. He's out of this race now. He's left some space on the inside for a Toro Rosso, and yeah, he's just left way too much space, put himself in the wall, and that was the end of this race. We saw Kimi Räikkönen do that in the last round as well, so something that definitely needs to be patched with the AI. They seem to leave just a little bit too much space sometimes, and when it comes to these street tracks, it definitely causes some problems. Coming on to lap 4 now, you can see we're in the slipstream of Max Verstappen with the DRS up the inside into turn 1, and we take the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix within the space of 5 laps. That's incredible now that we, hold track position. We can control this race. Safety car has come out as well. Nico Hülkenberg is out of the Grand Prix. So we've lost both the Force Indias within the first 5 laps, and Nico has done it too. Nico has done the exact same thing that his teammate Sergio Perez did, leaving space on the inside for a car that was going for a move, and he's out of the Grand Prix. Vijay Mallya is going to be absolutely furious at the sight of his 2 Force India cars just DNFing themselves out of this race. So in terms of race strategy now, I wanted to stay out because my super soft tyres are still going to hold out fairly well. I've only done 5 laps on them, plus the 2 qualifying laps, so they're at about 20% tyre wear. But one thing you guys don't know is the rain is scheduled to fall within 5 to 10 minutes, so we can easily stretch out our tyres to make it to the point where we need to switch on to intermediate tyres. So we're going to do that. Hold on to track position. It's very silly to throw it away the early part of this race as Ricciardo decides to make a pit stop, and now we're giving the safety car a little bit of a hurry up here on lap 7. It's already been out for 2 laps, but I guess it's going to stay out for an extra one as well, which is definitely going to help us in aiding us to getting to the point in the race where we don't need to stop until the rain comes. Team radio.
15 minutes till we expect the heavy rain to arrive.
Okay, so I've asked the engineer about the weather, and apparently it's changed now. It was within 5 minutes, and I asked him again, and now it's 15 minutes. But when you look at the clouds, they've really come in very quickly. But away we go now for this restart. I tried to do the best job I can, trying to build a really big gap, because these guys behind us, a lot of the cars behind us are on fresher tyres. I don't believe Vettel or Raikkonen are, but we lock up massively here on lap 10 at the hairpin. The rain is now falling down, so it definitely came in the space of 2 or 3 minutes, not 15 like the engineer said. So you just can't believe Jeff sometimes. But either way, it's definitely going to be a race into the pit lane here. We put it up in a rich mix in order to get in front of Vettel before we break for the pit lane. And I think for sure the AI is going to follow me in as well. Vettel does. We take a very conservative approach into that pit entry there. Definitely didn't want to speed in there. It's so easy to lock up the brakes in these tricky conditions when the grip just isn't there. Unfortunately for Raikkonen, he had to stay out the extra lap because Vettel, was switching onto the inters and was in the pit box. So Ferrari decided to keep Raikkonen out. They didn't want to stack the 2 drivers there, but we rejoin on the track in P10. We've been jumped by Vettel, unfortunately, so we've lost the lead of this race. But Vettel gets trapped in there by Romain Grosjean. We go up the inside, and now we take back the effective lead of this Grand Prix once again. So that is absolutely crucial for our race. Now negotiating all these guys who have stayed out on the dry tyres and are absolutely so much slower than us. It's an absolute joke. So I'm guessing all their teammates on the previous lap came in, so they couldn't come into the pits to fit on their inters. So about half the field here are going to be trapped on an absolutely dud strategy. They're going to lose out so much time, like you see there with Felipe Massa, who just went straight on at the hairpin like I did just 2 laps ago. It's so easy to do that when you don't really understand the level of grip coming into the braking zones, and that is literally one of the easiest positions I've ever gained in a career mode race. But either way, we can see that's Nico Rosberg now really slow on the soft compound tyres. And yeah, he's already lost a pit stop to us. So that's just how much time you can lose by making the wrong strategy call. We've been touched by Nico Rosberg having to do a flick spin to get it back in a straight line. Vettel is gone too. What is going on? Did he get hit as well? Because we got hit by Nico Rosberg, who was coming into the pits. And yeah, it just unsettled the rear end of the car. Had to do a flick spin to get it in a straight line. Vettel comes flying in sideways, and Hamilton has collected Daniel Ricciardo, I believe. So that's just absolutely mental. That's just crazy. What the Williams, whoever it was, I think it was Massa who went wide at the hairpin, then hits Vettel. He loses his front wing. I think Vettel is fine in terms of damage. I'm fine for damage, by the way, as well. But Massa causing an almighty incident there. So too with Rosberg. I wonder if those drivers are going to have some penalties coming their way very soon. But it's just caused a massive domino effect for the cars in the midfield. And surely that's got to cause a safety car. There's just so many cars trapped there. As you can see on the replay, I just love showing this. This shot of Sebastian Vettel just come flying in front of me. You'll see it from the cockpit cam. He just comes flying in sideways. I couldn't believe it when I was doing that, recording the gameplay myself. But we carry on finally after looking at all the replays. Kimi Raikkonen, out of all that, has actually rejoined just in the lead, but we get him back. We had better traction and we were able to work that a little bit better. Daniel Ricciardo has been disqualified. Same too with Daniel Kvyat. So that is very interesting. I think Ricciardo got stuck on the curb there at the final chicane.
Could see the rain getting worse in around 5 minutes. Heavy rain on its way.
So I'll post a photo of, or a screenshot of what happened to Ricciardo there. You can see on the replays he was stuck on the curbing there, so I don't believe he was able to get going again. I'm not too sure what the case was there for Daniel Kvyat, But yeah, he's been disqualified as well. So very unfortunate for that incident to happen. It could have been so easily avoided there, but yeah, it's definitely a turning point in this race. We've lost a few key runners in this Grand Prix due to that incident, but meanwhile, while I've been talking about incidents and all that, we've switched to the wet compound tyres. We knew that the heavy rain was coming, and we also... Oh, hang on a second. We'll get to strategy in a minute, because the Sauber has just wiped out one of the McLarens doing the same thing, the same incident just a few laps ago. The Sauber got teleported from the pit lane back to the final chicane there, and now we have a safety car for that incident as well. So, I can't remember what I was talking about for the strategy. Yes, we're going back to intermediate tyres for the end of this race, possibly. The light rain is supposed to be coming back towards the end of this race. We got an achievement for, you know, driving around on the safety car without any penalties. And now we've been driving around behind the safety car for a good 5 minutes here. And I was actually starting to fall asleep a little bit. My tyres were really starting to lose temperature. And so I thought I'd, you know, weave around, do some burnouts, and just try and keep some temperature in the tyres, because safety car was just going too slow. I was trying to hurry it up. We need to get going in this race once again.
We should see a transition to light rain in around 10 minutes time.
And there you go. That's the transition back to intermediate conditions by 10 minutes time. That's going to be around lap 30, judging by the current lap times we're doing in wet conditions. So safety car is coming in on this lap. You can see behind us, the whole group of cars hasn't actually caught up to us. So I want to, you know, hurry up this process and get this restart going as quickly as possible, because if we get it going now, then they won't catch up to us. So I've gone at the earliest possible opportunity that the game would let me go, and now we're racing again. 13 laps to the finish now of this Canadian Grand Prix, and we are well and truly in the fight to win this Grand Prix. Felipe Nasr is out of the Grand Prix. Is there going to be another safety car called out just after the last one was finished deployed? He's got an engine failure, pulls off to the side there, so it's really out of the way. I don't imagine it's going to cause any issues there, as we now prepare to switch to intermediate tyres for the incoming set of tyres. So I just want to be prepared just in case we need to make that last minute call to come into the pits. And we saw on the first stint, going from dry to inters, just how quickly the conditions changed.
The heavy rain will pass in about 5 minutes. We'll then be working with light rain conditions.
Yeah, it looks like that light rain is definitely inevitable, and that set of intermediate tyres might just about get used by the end of this race now. So gradually, ever since the safety car came out, ever since the safety car went away, sorry, the grip has just been fading a little bit. The track has been drying out, and these wet weather tyres have started to just overheat ever so slightly. So I'm doing my best here to keep them cool, to make sure I, you know, drive on the wetter parts of the track, just to make sure that they stay within their operating window in these current conditions, especially this part of the race where the track is definitely starting to dry out. It's definitely not heavy rain conditions anymore. I've decided to brave it out on the current conditions, because the AI have as well. If I would have made the switch to intermediate tyres, I think for sure we wouldn't have been able to make up that track position and get to the lead of the race once again. So I toughed it out on the wet tyres, and I think because of this, we're going to go ahead and win the Canadian Grand Prix. Do some burnouts out of the final corner as well. Weave up to the line, because it's going to be our third race win of the season. And now we've taken the lead of the Drivers' Championship.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
So, another fantastic victory for Manor today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grit, all the good lines, and have the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Here they are now, the drivers are on their way out after that spectacular race. You know, there's a lot of love for this team in the paddock and all over the world. What a victory here from Manor.
So there we have it, guys. We have won our third race of the season for Season 2 of F1 2016 Career Mode. Massive turning point halfway through that race where the intermediate conditions came down. A lot of drivers stayed out on the dry tyres, and when they made their pit stops, they interfered with cars already on their intermediate tyres. There was contact with cars going into the pit lane, and we saw the likes of Daniel Ricciardo disqualified. We saw the fall of, you know, Felipe Massa, Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel got spun out. We got spun out as well in the pro sets. But out of all that, we just managed to hang on to the lead of that race and bring it home to the finish to win our third race. And now that puts us in a really good position heading into the second half of this season.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. We see a new name at the top of the championship table as we reach the end of the Grand Prix weekend.
After a result like that, I was expecting to lead the championship, especially after the Red Bulls really faltered in this one. But I didn't think I'd lead by such a margin. 20 points is the difference from myself to Max Verstappen, who is also my rival in the championship. For the life of me, I can't get the edge over Max Verstappen in the rivalry, but when it comes to the championship standings, we are looking very, very good as well. Pascal Wehrlein, by the way, honourable mention to him. He finished 4th in this race and gives us collectively really good points for Manor, which moves us up to 2nd in the Constructors as well. So overall, this has just been a really good team performance, and with the demise of Red Bull halfway through that race, it really has helped us out massively. Resource points, we currently sit on 700, maybe 800 there, as we got all the bonuses for the first team driver. So that's been this video for today, guys, the Canadian Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 2016 videos. And until the next race, which I believe will be Austria, if not, it'll be Baku. It'll be one of the two races. So until then, guys, I'll see you next time.